Well, hello and welcome to episode 7 of Ryan and Rob in Wrexham, where today we start our journey in League One. Currently sitting in 23rd, but only alphabetically, so we're doing alright. We have a game today against Forest Green. I don't know where they're predicted to come, actually. Let's have a quick look. So we're predicted to finish 8th as it stands, and Forest Green are predicted to finish 18th, so we should be beating them. Whether that's going to happen or not, I don't know, but we'll give it our best, I think. It's not going to be an easy challenge getting promoted this season based on our current squad. We just haven't quite been able to get the signings we wanted so far, and that's largely just because we're not quite at the level to get the higher level players, and then there's a lot of players who just aren't quite good enough, or at least wouldn't necessarily improve our team, who we could get in on loan. But just, there's not much point in needlessly filling out our squad when we've already got enough players. It's more we want high quality players. Also, free transfers aren't quite as useful at this level because we're a little bit above the level of those players that are available on frees. There were a few exceptions. Actually, Joe Hugel went recently to, I think it was Sheffield Wednesday for £250,000. We were trying, as soon as we saw that bid, because his value was at like 5 million. As soon as we saw that bid, we went for him, but he didn't want to come because we didn't play him enough last season. So shot myself in the foot on that one, sadly. He's a Premier League potential player, which is a real shame. But that's what you got to deal with sometimes in these saves. So we have got a few players who have come in and are coming in. So you've got Xande Silva, or Xande Silva, I don't know quite how to say that. He's coming in. 4-star winger. I don't know quite whether he'll stay on 4-star, but he looks like he's got some good stats. Very, very fast. Good dribbling, good finishing, good first touch. So I reckon he's going to be a great signing for this level. And I don't know if we got any scout reports at all. No, I don't know how I found him, to be honest. I think he was just one of the free players, and looked like role on duty at least. He was a good player. So he's waiting on a work permit, which should be coming in the next couple of days, I believe, if not today. But sadly not in time for this game against Forest Green. Anyone we brought in? Yes, so we got Dane Murray, who we went for last season, but he didn't want to come. So he's coming on loan. He's a 3.5-star central defender. Not outstanding stats, but he's got very good jumping reach and decent heading, so he could be a really good option on corners. If we then have a look at the other players we've brought in, most of them are loans, to be honest. So we'll go for the free transfers first. We've got Jamie coming as a free transfer from Chelsea, 2.5-star. I realised I only actually had one goalkeeper in my starting 11, or not my starting 11. That's pretty normal in my main squad. Looks like I've also got this guy Tyler Harvey, but I suspect he's under 23s yet. 15 years old, a little bit early for him to be coming into the squad. But Jamie coming 2.5-star with 3.5-star potential, 1.2k wage. I don't know what he's an EFL League 2 player, so kind of what you'd expect of a backup goalkeeper at this level. And then we got in Josh Ginley, who is a 3-star right winger. Again, decent pace and dribbling, finishing, first touch combo. He is a good EFL League 1 player, so he, a decent player to sign as a free transfer for this level. And then we've got a few loanees. So we got Dylan Williams at left back. He's from Chelsea. Looks like he's not doing well in training, apart from concentration. But he's 3-star ability, so he's a decent option. James Maxwell is also a left back, but is extremely versatile, so it can at least cover some positions. Not all of them competently, but 2.5-star right winger and left winger, as when he's mainly a left back, so quite impressive. He's on loan from Rangers and is 3-star as well. And then these two, so Isaac Hansen Aaron from United, are senior affiliates. He is a 3-star winger. He can also play in central midfield. He does in real life. He plays in central midfield, but he's only 2.5-star there for us. But if you look at some of these stats that he's got very good dribbling and first touch at this level, good pace and acceleration, really nice passing and technique. He's a really good player in real life, so hopefully he can bring on some of that ability for us in the games this season. And then the one that I'm most excited about perhaps is Kobe Mainu, who I'm also very excited about in real life. his stats don't actually look as good as Hansen Aaron's, but this guy is going to be something special in real life. He's 16 years old in real life at the moment, 18 years old here. He is supposedly our best player. I'm not quite sure whether I see that based on the stats compared to likes of Hansen Aaron, but he's just very good, and watch out for him in real life because he's a phenomenal player. Very excited about him as a United fan. It's time for the first game of the season then, and it is against Forest Green Rovers. And for this game, we've gone with, a lot of our new signings are in here. We've got Josh Ginley and Kobe Mainu are in here. Dane Murray has dropped into the squad with Dylan Williams. And aside from that, we've kept a basic sort of understanding of what our squad was last year. Ideally, I'd have brought in a few more players on permanent transfers. It's only really been Josh Ginley that's playing today, but I reckon we'll probably find some people throughout the season. It may just be they haven't shown up on our scout reports yet, and often when we get to deadline day, there are some interesting players in the agent offers. So I think we'll probably make a few more signings at some point, but I don't want to spend too much money at this point. I'd rather do that in the Championship and the Premier League. So here we go. A chance straight away from the first kick of the season. Who is it for? So, Moore Taylor. We forced it back to Thomas, but it's gone long, and Young beats Murray to the ball. Not the most, demonstrative of his abilities there. That from Murray, or we hope it's not demonstrative of his abilities. Wilson on the right hand side crosses it in. Hosanna. And we're behind already. It's less than a minute into the season, guys. We've barely touched the ball, and when we have, it's not been impressive. So this has been a pretty shocking start, and Forest Green are predicted to be low down the table, so not good at all. Hopefully we can turn it around pretty quickly. And here's Kobe Mainu, forced to Kaski. Exchanges passes a couple of times with Mainu. Hosanna. And Mullin. Oh, I thought that was in. Just wide from that header, but a bit better from us. More combination play there. O'Malley's just backheeled it from a goal kick. Interesting. Mainu. Kerrigan. Forced to Kaskin to Hosanna. Nice little bit of play here. Can he get a good ball in? He can. Mullin. Oh, it's a good save from Thomas. Ginley sends it in, and Palmer's shot's blocked. And it's absolutely wellied out to be collected, probably by Hayden or Dane Murray. I'm not quite sure who that was. Hendry with the free kick for Forest Green, and O'Malley is able to collect it pretty comfortably. Can he start a counter-attack here? Distributes it to Murray. Sends it long, but not really to anyone. There was not really... Ollie Palmer was kind of there, but not close enough to where the pass was. And Dane Murray is having an absolute stinker. Was beaten too easily for the first goal. Gave the ball away for the second. And, not good at all. I'm going to berate the boys because we should be beating Forest Green, apparently. We are away from home, and it's a new league, so you can't really be too hard on the players, but we shouldn't be losing 2-0 before half-time to a team that should be about 10 places below us. Hendry. Clark had to chase back to get it, but he's given it away to Murray. Ollie Palmer dropping in just in front of the defence there, but now looking forward to get forward again. And Kerrigan, he's had to go back a little bit, but finds Hosanna. It's a really good ball into Mullin and couldn't quite get there ahead of the defender. I think we may need to bring on the likes of Colm Whelan. Get him on for Ollie Palmer, who's just not really been able to get involved yet. We're definitely starting to control the game a bit more, but it may be too little too late. And I think we'll go attacking just to encourage that more. Time to get more subs on, I think. Who should we get on? Liam Carrigan can come off for Amaluzor. And apparently Dane Murray is having a good game. I do not believe that in the slightest. James Maxwell, I think, can come on. Hopefully he can do a better job on the left. Doesn't look like we're going to come back into this at this point. And yeah, it's gone. We've lost our first game in League One. Not a good performance at all. Yeah, I'm going to thrash my arms a bit. Tell the players that's not good enough, because frankly that was pretty awful. And not a good start to our League One campaign. This was not mentioned at any point, but it seems that Xande Silva's move is in doubt because his work permit was turned down. He's not wanting to come without it, but I might try and persuade him. Yep, he is not coming. That's a shame. He was not happy about that, but you know, I did my best. I guess we're not getting him then. That's a shame. But it's weird because he's you know, struggles of, I don't know if that's a Brexit thing or not. Because he's from Angola, I assume it's probably not. But it's just a shame, you know. He looked really good for this level. Disappointed that we can't sign him. As a result of that poor performance, we've made a couple of changes for this game. So James Jones comes in for Forster Caskey. Che Dunkley is back fit, so he's come in instead of Aaron Hayden. And then we've got Justin Amaluzor instead of Liam Carrigan on the right-hand side. We've also dropped Mullin for Whelan. He's not been great recently, but I reckon he'll be back. We'll probably end up eventually switching out Ollie Palmer for Mullin, because like Mullin played a lot more than Palmer last year, so he is the better player, I think. And then yeah, let's hope that Dylan Williams can be better than he was last time, because he wasn't brilliant. And yes, we've had a cup game in between, where we won 4-0. That was just a Carabao Cup first round game, so not too challenging. Yeah, hopefully we can be a bit better today than we were in the last league game. We're at home this time, but Ipswich are predicted to finish, I think, 4th or 5th. So a lot higher than Forest Green and higher than us. So it's not going to be easy. And when we go behind 1-0 after 11 minutes, yeah, you can see why it's not going to be easy. Something is not working. How fast is Dane Murray? It's decent pace. Dunkley as well, also decent pace. Because we have got a high line here. But, yeah, it's not been the greatest start to the season so far. We haven't really had any major chances in this game. Hosanna on the right hand side, taking the throw in. Amaluzor loses it. And Dylan Williams and Murray somehow combined to win the ball back. Wasn't the cleanest way of doing it, but we'll take it. Hosanna. Palmer didn't quite run behind, but Amaluzor now finds him. Hosanna again on the right hand side. Can he get a good cross in? No, it's blocked, but Mainu has been able to collect. And James Jones gives it away, and now there's a counter on for Ipswich. They're in behind, and that's good keeping from O'Malley. Stayed tall, made himself big, didn't let himself get chipped. Not a great half. We need to do more. Ginley finds Justin. Hosanna into Palmer, and we're back level. Much better start to the second half. That's the kind of football we need to see. First time finish from Palmer as well was very impressive. Really nicely arrowed into the corner. and does have Mullin fighting for his place, I think. We'll see how Colin Whelan does for the rest of this game, I suppose. Ginley into Williams, gets the return pass, and he's in behind. He's spun off really nicely there. And Justin puts it home. Amaluzor with the second goal of the game, putting us 2-1 up. This second half has been on a whole different level. We were completely dominated in the first half. And so far in this second half, we're absolutely clinical. So the team talk really has worked well. Well won there, and now Dylan Williams has a chance to send it in from the left-hand side. He might check back, but he doesn't. He goes for Justin Amaluzor, and Colin Whelan's there. What has happened in this second half? This is sensational. We were looking down and out, and now we've scored 3 goals in 6 minutes at the start of the second half. Phenomenal. And Colin Whelan getting into the goals as well. So Paul Mullin now has his work really cut out for him. I've no doubt that he will come back and do amazingly at some point, but the way this is going, he's not going to be our first choice. And I think Amaluzor he's the glue. I didn't play him in the last game, but he's been very good in every game recently, both this season and last season. And clearly there's something about him. Dylan Williams steps in to whack it clear. Burgess and Hall building from the back, and now Vassell has picked up a little bit of space. And Raheem Harper just wide, and he's offside in any case. I think it's time we get Ollie Palmer off, given he's tired. Give Paul Mullin a chance to play himself back into contention. We probably ought to bring off Dunkley as well, even though he is our best centre-back. He's just coming back from injury, so Aaron Hayden will come on in his place. I wonder if our issue was we had both Hayden and Murray playing on cover. Let's see, who should we bring on? I think it might be time for a bit of Isaac Hansen Aaron. And he can play as the Mazzala, I think. Not something you often see in non-league, I'd imagine. No, not non-league, but League One. Vassell has completely skied that one. Thankfully for us, I suppose. It is interesting that even though we're playing on cautious, we are quite a lot higher than Ipswich. I'm not quite sure how you play cautiously with a high line, but FM loves it. Ooh, Garbutt with a nice finish. The former Everton man just scooping it over, but it was a really nice bit of play from him. Decent effort. Burns chasing down the ball from that corner. Looks like they'll get another chance to send it in. Now Burns has beaten his man and skews it miles over and wide. It was a very nice play from him leading up to that, but never going to score if you shoot like that. Good header out from Hayden. Now Mullin finds Ginley. Somehow won by Cole. That looked like a very dangerous tackle, to be honest. Burns in behind, and despite having the entirety of the far post to aim for, went right at O'Malley on the near post. And O'Malley's too good to be beaten at his near post like that. So, a 3-1 win. That was a much better second half. We did start to lose control a little bit towards the end. They certainly dominated the chances after a while. But I'm pretty happy with that. It wasn't looking like it was very positive at half-time, that's for sure. But we've done it. We won 3-1. Hansen Aaron making his debut. Getting praise for the team talk. I am pretty awesome, so thank you very much, O'Malley. But yeah, so we've got quite a lot of games this season, as always. That's kind of how it works below the Premier League. But yeah, we'll see what happens with the various cups and things, and see how we're getting on in the league. And yeah, I will be making some signings, I hope, sometime before the end of the summer window. Perhaps on deadline day, when we see what we have available to us from the agent offers, see the players who are, A's or A stars, or A pluses, I suppose. And hopefully we can bring in a championship level player for free or something, but I don't know whether that's likely. we'll see what happens. But to see who we sign, you'll have to come back next time. So, if you have enjoyed this episode, please do leave a like and subscribe to the channel. I hope to see you next time, but in the meantime, have a fantastic day.